It took us to beaches, festivals, and down endless highways. The Volkswagen Type 2 wasn't just a vehicle. It was a companion, a lifestyle, a rolling symbol of freedom and friendship. But the memories we hold dear are only part of its story. Now, let's uncover the truth behind the Volkswagen Type 2, where nostalgia meets reality. The story of the Volkswagen Type 2 begins not in a factory, but in a sketchbook. In 1947, Dutch Volkswagen importer Ben Pon visited the VW plant in Wolfsburg, Germany. While observing workers transporting materials using a makeshift parts mover built on a Beetle chassis, he was struck with an idea. On April 23, 1947, he drew a simple, boxy outline in his notebook, a cab-over van with a rear engine, and labeled it VW Delivery Van. That one sketch planted the seed for what would become a cultural icon. Volkswagen engineers, led by Heinrich Nordhoff, took Pon's concept seriously. By 1949, prototypes were being built. The very first production models rolled out in March 1950, officially named the Volkswagen Type 2, following the Beetle, which was Type 1. The early design featured a split windshield, a flat front, and a distinctive V-shaped nose with the VW emblem proudly displayed in the center. Step inside the Volkswagen Type 2, and you'll quickly realize why it became more than just a vehicle. It was a home on wheels. From the early 1950s to the late 60s, the VW bus wasn't just about moving people. It was about creating space for life to happen. The interior of the Type 2 was a triumph of simplicity and versatility, designed with minimalism but engineered for maximum use. One of the most beloved features came from a collaboration with Westphalia, a German coach builder that began converting VW buses into compact campers. These Westphalia camper conversions turned the humble van into a livable space, complete with fold-out beds, built-in wood cabinets, storage cubbies, and small tables. Some models even had curtains, stoves, and water tanks, offering a complete mobile living experience in the era before motorhomes became mainstream. The layout was clever. The engine sat in the back, freeing up a completely flat floor throughout the van. That meant you could stand, stretch, and rearrange the space as needed, a dream for travelers, surfers, and young families. The large windows brought in natural light, and in later models, pop-top roofs gave campers additional headroom or a sleeping loft. What made the VW bus's interior so special wasn't just its features. It was the freedom it represented. It invited people to travel, explore, and live with fewer limitations. Whether parked by a beach, deep in a forest, or at a roadside rest stop, the inside of the Type 2 felt like home, even if just for the night. The Volkswagen Type 2's engine was as unconventional as the van itself. Positioned in the rear and air-cooled, it operated without a radiator, relying solely on airflow to manage engine temperature. This design simplified maintenance and eliminated the risk of coolant leaks, but it also came with trade-offs. Overheating was a common issue, especially on long drives or in warmer climates, where sustained hills or heavy loads could push the engine to its limits. Instead of power and speed, the Type 2 prioritized durability and simplicity. The engine was compact, accessible, and designed for easy repairs, a blessing for road trippers and adventurers. With basic tools, owners could adjust valves, clean the carburetor, or change spark plugs right on the roadside. For many, the engine bay felt more like a workshop than a sealed compartment. But quirks were part of the package. The Type 2's oil bath air filter, manual choke, and occasional vacuum leaks kept drivers alert. Fuel lines, if not carefully maintained, could crack over time, leading to a small but real risk of engine fires in neglected vehicles. There was no firewall between the engine and the cabin in early models, which made regular inspections all the more important. Despite these mechanical eccentricities, the Type 2 engine developed a reputation for resilience. It wasn't powerful or fast, But with care and routine maintenance, it could cover astonishing distances. For countless owners, its quirks weren't flaws. They were personality. The bus didn't just move people, it made mechanics out of them. Driving the Volkswagen Type 2, especially the early split-window models, is a ride like no other. Built on a modified Beetle chassis, the Type 2 features a rear-mounted air-cooled flat-4 engine, delivering modest horsepower but plenty of charm. With just 25 to 44 horsepower depending on the model year, it was never built for speed. But what it lacked in performance, it made up for in personality. The driving position is upright and forward, with the driver sitting directly above the front wheels. This cab-over design gives excellent road visibility, but also means you're close to every bump and vibration, part of what gives the ride its unique character. Steering is heavy at low speeds but manageable, and the unassisted brakes require anticipation. Still, the Type 2 glides with a smooth, almost floaty feel on flat roads thanks to its soft suspension and lightweight body. Noise from the engine, located behind the rear bench, becomes part of the journey. Affectionately known as the Splitty, the first-generation Volkswagen Type 2 earned this nickname thanks to its distinctive split-front windshield, a hallmark design feature from 1950 to 1967. This dual-pane glass not only gave the van its charming, bug-eyed appearance, but also served practical purposes. It improved airflow through the pivoting safari-style windows, which could be opened outward, perfect for road trips and tropical climates. The split-window design became instantly recognizable, setting the Type 2 apart from any other vehicle on the road. As manufacturing techniques improved, the design was eventually phased out in 1968 in favor of a single curved windshield. But for collectors and fans, the Splitty remains the most iconic version of the VW bus, cherished for its vintage look, handcrafted details, and nostalgic appeal. One of the most talked-about quirks of the early Type 2 was its notoriously weak heater system. Unlike water-cooled cars that use hot coolant for cabin warmth, the air-cooled Type 2 relied on heat exchangers, metal shrouds around the exhaust system that captured hot air and funneled it into the cabin. In theory, it worked. In practice, the heat arrived slow, uneven, and often full of strange smells from oil residue or rust inside the ducts. Cold-weather drivers learned to bundle up, scrape the inside of windows, or even bring portable heaters. Over time, many heater channels rusted or clogged, making the system even less effective. Despite its flaws, the VW's quirky heating setup became part of the bus's legendary charm. One more reason why driving it was an experience, not just transportation. Still love the bus? Hit subscribe and keep the memories rolling.